Hey everybody, this is Kerry Martell here, owner at Power Palace Gym in Newberg, Oregon. We are just a few months shy of celebrating our 2-year anniversary, which will be in June. It is currently April. So I want to make a little video here that's going to basically be showing the progress that we've made on the gym, new equipment that has been brought in over the past month, a few little renovations. The gym is not 100% where I would like it to be, but it's come a long way, and as you can clearly see by the tour videos I've done in the past on our Instagram as well as our YouTube channel. So let me give you a quick overview here of the gym's facilities. So this is the front entrance door. We have a magnetic lock that's up here. This has been here since the gym opened up. We share a doubles door with Soaring Phoenix Taekwondo. You can see the hallway. Glass doors are always opened. People just scan their key fobs here. They come through and they're into our gym facility. We have a new drink vending machine that takes debit cards now, credit cards. Has a scanner on it, connects to the internet. Living in the future. Previously we were using a fridge, which people just sort of paid on their own honor using Venmo or cash by leaving cash in the cash can at the front desk. The problem with that system was not everybody followed the honor system, so people took drinks without paying. So we don't have that problem anymore. And of course, we've got this old school vending machine as well from the actual 80s. Around here, lots of posters here everywhere, because we are a 1980s, early 90s themed gym. We have an arm wrestling table here. We got our cardio section here, step mill, elliptical bikes, rower, and so on. So we also got a little TV here that plays. It's a mixture of old school 80s, 90s commercials mixed in with some other fun stuff, lots of motivational videos and old bodybuilding videos that play. Just sort of, plays everything on a loop there. Front reception desk area here, we've got a little candy machine, a little dispenser. You can buy some Ninja Men, buy some radical little tattoos. Just want to make people feel a little bit more like they're back in the 80s. Some people also just like to get some gum or something after they've worked out of the gym, get a little bit more sugar in their system. Okay, equipment-wise. The gym is organized by muscle group. So everything in this section of the gym, this area here, is all upper body. And then the very, very far back corner, we've got our lower body equipment. This area here is all of our chest equipment. So we got our decline bench, got 2 bench presses here, as well as an incline bench. The barbells here are 45-pound Hampton barbells, as well as a Rogue Ohio Power Bar. And then we've got my basically, when it include the cost of shipping here, $600 barbell here from Texas Strength. It's a G1 bar. It's basically the industry standard for powerlifting. And I've got one of these excellent knurling bars right here. So people get to train using the same kind of equipment they would at a powerlifting meet, because we are a gym catered for bodybuilding and powerlifting. We've got 2 cable crossover machines in here. This one is not adjustable. The other one is adjustable, but it's like perfect for tricep press downs. It's very old school Nautilus Kevlar belt driven pullover, which a lot of people really enjoy for tricep press downs. Coming over here, we've got some specialty barbells that people can use for bench press. We've got a 4-way neck machine here, which is very excellent if you do sports. Really want to strengthen your neck. It's going to reduce the chance of having concussions if you got a nice strong neck. Of course, for bodybuilding, developing your neck is also important. We've got a shrug machine here, hammer strength shrug machine. We've got a new drinking fountain here. Fortunately, I have not had time to repaint the wall since taking out the former cabinetry. My gym location used to be a physical therapy medical office. I had a lot of cabinetry to remove, and that was the final bit of cabinetry that needed to be removed. Now we've got our censored drinking fountain here instead of just using the sink fountain that was here before for filling up water bottles. It is refrigerated, it is filtered, so high end. It's the same kind of thing you would see at any of these major big box gyms. Now we've got one too. We've got a seated side lateral raise machine, old school Nautilus, next gen chain driven machine. We've got a front military press here, which is very chest, front deltoid dominant. We've got an old Icarian tricep press. It's very converging with it, so it's very isolating for the side delts. And then we've got this pec fly rear delt life fitness combo. Older model, but it works pretty well. I know it feels like it's a little bit claustrophobic in here. I've having a hard time finding space in the gym to make sure everything kind of fits. And it may seem a little bit weird to have the pec fly machine over in the shoulder area, but it does have the rear delt ability to isolate rear delts when it's in this position, so it does kind of make sense actually. Dumbbells. Our dumbbells go up to 125 pounds. I don't have up to 150, to be honest. We don't really have people strong enough for the most part to do the 130s, 135s, 150s. There are a few people that probably could do it, but not a lot of people. It's not a huge demand for this. They're also just hard to find. I have a deadlift platform here in this section, but it's not for deadlifting. It's for absorbing the impact of the dumbbells when people do have to drop the very heavy dumbbells from a reasonable height, like, at least waist level, not overhead, of course, but it does cause, the ground to shake a little bit, so I added a deadlift platform here to make it so it's just going to absorb that impact a little bit better. We have our Cybex military press old school barbell style. As I said before, we have an incline press over here, old Maxi Cam. Chest machines. This is a new addition to the gym. I've got a incline chest press machine, focused on the top parts of the pecs. Excellent machine. It's one of the more newer designs where it's more upright instead of a little bit more of a lean like your traditional incline is. This is the wide chest, which is kind of a combination focusing on the side pectoral muscles as well as being a decline press. It's a very excellent machine for hitting a often difficult area to hit and isolate on the chest. This purple machine over here is not actually a hammer strength machine, it's a knockoff, but it is a chest press identical to the normal hammer press machine, so it's actually really good. Of course, we've then got this Nautilus old school selectorized bench press as well. Continuing with chest machines before I get to the back machines that are also in this section, because I have everything chest and back in this area here. We've got a 10-degree chest lying down. It's probably the best fly machine ever designed. It really keeps the tension so that you're really maximizing your time under tension by keeping the weight there. And the range of motion you get on this is just much better, I think, than the standard seated versions. This here is called the double chest machine. It's a kind of an obscure machine from the old school Nautilus line. It is a sort of a decline pec fly is what it is. Focuses on the lower pecs. As well as stepping on this platform, these arms pop up, and now you're into a decline press, which is also isometric, which is cool. So it's a machine decline press, basically. Next, we have something that you don't see at a lot of gyms, but I think is really important for the sport of bodybuilding. Again, trying to target different difficult areas of the chest to isolate. This is a upper fly. So it's basically an incline fly. A lot of people do this on a cable crossover machine, but doing it on this machine is going to make it much easier to focus, because with cables, you got to get the right angle. You got to set up your bench in the exact right spot. This makes it much simpler to set up. Of course, we have a chest-supported row here, which people are always putting way too much weight on. I've had this thing welded twice to reinforce, and it's still getting a little bit bent. May take it off the floor. I haven't really decided. I'm leaning toward taking it off the floor just because people cannot responsibly use this machine. They put way too much weight onto it. They slam it down. We do have a bit of an issue of some people who do more ego lifting than they should, and they're not really, doing slower reps. They're trying to do as much weight as they possibly can, and this machine just isn't designed for that. Over here we have a Cybex, it's called an Eagle Row, but really what it is, it's a low row machine. Pretty good one actually, also isometric. Isometric hammer strength lat pull down, vital piece of equipment for if you're into bodybuilding. Really lets you isolate, each side of your lats if you have some imbalances, which can be otherwise difficult to isolate using the traditional cable pull down lats. Then of course we have a super pullover machine, next gen model. It's not the doubled side cams, but it is still a Nautilus old school pullover machine. I like it a lot. This is the only way to isolate your lats without activating your biceps, which is very useful for programming if you're going to do a chest back exclusive day and you've already tired out your arms on a different day, to make it easier for you to isolate your chest and back. As I said before, cable crossover machine, which is selectorized and able to customize the height of the cable crossover machine. So it's almost like a functional trainer, not exactly like a functional trainer. You will notice that this empty area of the gym doesn't have flooring down yet. There's a reason for that. There's a different section of the gym where I have a boxing bag, and I have the mats that were supposed to go over here are sitting over there to make that area a little bit more level, because it has some dips in the floor. I was going to have a guy come in and do rubber flooring, and he hasn't had the time to do it. I've actually kind of been blown off a few months, and it's kind of difficult to find people to do this work here in this rural area of Oregon. So it will get done in the next few months, just not right now. But continuing with back equipment, we have a new piece of equipment, which is the Hammer Strength ISO row machine, probably the most popular machine made by Hammer Strength. It is a vital piece of equipment, in my opinion, for a gym. It bothered me that I could not find one on the market here in Oregon. I literally had to have this shipped in from Michigan. Pretty sure that it came out of one of the universities there in Ann Arbor. It's in very excellent shape, did buy it used, so it's less expensive. Don't have to have the 6-month wait period it usually takes to get a brand new one. Just a phenomenal machine, really great for getting the proper stretch, maximizing the time under tension for your back. Let's see, continuing on from here, I'll probably go slip over here, just sort of continuing with the upper body before we get to the lower body sections of the gym. We have our armory, okay, little neon sign here, the armory. And in the armory is arm workout equipment. So we've got our round head preacher curl machine. And you notice that we have a flat one, and I'll actually show this to you because this is important to notice here. This round one here is designed for using a bar, a straight bar or a curl bar. And the reason is because when you come over here, you're able to get the forearms and your wrist really into the action. So you're not 100% isolating your bicep, but when you're using the straight bars, you actually don't want to do that. And the reason is because your bicep is a very small muscle, actually. It's two muscles, very small. Everyone wants to make them big, but they are small muscles compared to other groups, like your chest, like your legs. They will snap, they will come loose, and you will see people, you can find this, look up preacher curl on YouTube, preacher curl bicep tear. It's almost exclusively this type of bench, which is the flathead. And the flathead, when you're using it with a curl bar, like you see somebody's brought a curl bar out here for it, it is not designed for curl bars. It's designed for dumbbells. It's designed for single arm dumbbell preacher curls. When you use it with a straight bar, it isolates your bicep. You can't really bring your forearms into it, which some people like. They get a good pump out of it. But it's also a dangerous angle because it's putting a lot of stress on those biceps at their points that they're connected to your arm. And they will pop. They will pull forward. They will rupture. You will tear the bicep off of your arm. And that is not a pleasant experience. It's a very painful experience, which will require surgery to repair. So this is something to keep in mind. The sport of weightlifting, bodybuilding has these nuances in it. People should be aware of that. I mention it to some people when I see them over there with a curl bar. Like, be careful with how much weight you're putting on there, because you will pull it off. and it will surprise you how much weight it is that will result in pulling it off. If you want to do straight bar, preacher curl, it's much safer to do it using this one, so you can bring your forearms to compensate when your biceps become too exhausted and can't support the weight anymore. We've got our compound bicep machine, which quite honestly is probably the most fantastic bicep machine ever made in the gym. Ever made everywhere. It should be in every gym. This is a re-release of the original Nautilus design called the Nautilus Nitro Bicep Curl, but it's really the compound bicep curl. Basically, when you have your arm, in this angle here, you can work both heads of the biceps plus your brachialis and a little bit of your forearm at the same time. It's the only angle at which you can do that when it's sitting upright. It's a great machine, and then you can superset it with this isometric preacher curl machine as well. We've got this isometric tricep extension machine, which is not bad. It's not a terrible machine. This is a Paramount machine, which is much, much better, actually. It's probably the best tricep machine ever created. It's an overhead tricep extension machine. Lovely machine. Seated tricep dip machine. Some people put way too much weight on this thing, and they use it like basically a forward chest dip, but it is actually for isolating your triceps. You can, of course, use it like a chest press, or a forward chest dip, I should say, but it's really not designed for that. And then, of course, we have the rarest bodybuilding machine. Some people say, I certainly think so. If you look on eBay, this thing's like $25,000 to order. It is hard to find because it's a forearm and grip machine. So it is called the Super Forearm Machine. It is a gripper here, okay? And then you got pronations and supinations of your wrists, and you got your wrist curls. So, excellent machine. They often say that you use machines, then you don't get hand strength. This is a machine for hand strength. Down this hallway, we have our bathrooms and locker rooms. This is the men's locker room here. And we've got the women's locker room here. We've got the women's bathroom. It's at night. There's nobody else in the gym right now. So we got our women's bathroom. And of course, we're 80s themed gym. We've got some 80s themed stuff in here, okay? And we've got our men's bathroom as well. And the men's bathroom also has some 80s themed decor in it as well. 2 showers are in each of these bathrooms. So you can shower here, do what you need to do, go to work, go to a date, whatever. Okay, getting into the lower body stuff, we're going to start over here. I do have my dip stations over here, the assisted dip pull-up stations. You know, the more weight you add to it, easier your dip and pull-up will be. Then we've got the opposite right next to it. It has a selectorized weight stack and a belt, and you basically add resistance to your pull-ups and dips by using that little belt right there on the ground. You can barely see it because it's also black. Got standing calf, and then we've got seated calf machines. Not a lot of people see calf machines in gyms these days for some reason. I'm not sure what the big box gyms are thinking. These machines make it much easier to load the calves, isolate the calf, the different parts of the calf muscles. The standing one is for the top part of your calf. The seated one is for the bottom part of your calf. If you don't have good calves, you're probably not doing one of these exercises. This is a glute single leg kickback for basically correcting butt disparities. One of your cheek is bigger than the other one. This machine can help you correct that problem. And then we've got our very popular glute bridge machine. It's kind of the Nautilus model. The belt on it is not the greatest. I'm going to be honest. I bought several different accessories to help. This is a much thicker belt from Spuds. Actually kind of hard to find. It was discontinued. Some people like that belt a lot. And then I've got various paddings over here that people use to sort of support it a little bit more, because it does have a tendency to dig a lot into your hip when you start putting a few plates onto this thing. This is a Body Master standing leg curl machine. And this is a seated Nautilus Next Gen leg curl machine. And then right over here we have a Paramount lying down leg curl machine, which does have the nice little angle there for your legs, so you really isolate it. A lot of leg curl machines are perfectly flat benches, which you don't actually want. You want something that has a bit of a curve there, so you can really focus on those hamstrings. You might ask, why do I have 3 different leg curl machines? Well, the hamstrings are actually a couple different muscles, and each one of these machines makes it easier to target different areas of the hamstrings, especially the standing one. Standing one is kind of vital for bodybuilding if you really want to have good hamstrings. Makes it a lot easier to target the troublesome areas of the hamstrings that often get missed. So it's a good accessory movement. This is a back extension machine. I had a plate loaded one before, which was kind of gimmicky. This is a selectorized back extension machine. Some people sometimes try to use like a ab crunch machine, but that's actually not what it is. Then we've got a multi-hip machine, old Paramount multi-hip machine. Most people will use this for knee raises, but it can be used for several different exercises. We've got our combo machine here, the adduction. I'm always thinking, not pronouncing these things wrong. Abduction and adductor muscles for the inner thigh. And basically it is a combo machine. So sometimes these are 2 different machines. This is one machine. There's a little lever here. And basically put it into the, as wide as you can get. And then if you want to move it forward, now you're in the different spread. So this is the spread model, spread mode. And then the squeeze mode is in the other modes I just previously showed. We have an old school in-shape branded hack squat machine. Really gnarly angle on this. The sled is at least 100 pounds, maybe even 120 pounds. It's a heavy sled. A lot of people love this machine. Let's come over around here for the leg extension machines. We got a selectorized old school Nautilus leg extension machine for the quads. And then we've got a plate loaded hammer strength machine for those really big boys who have trouble fitting into the smaller one. We've got a half squat machine here from Paramount. We've got a plate loaded, I've upgraded my leg press. We've got a plate loaded MaxiCam old school muscle dynamics, leg inclined plate loaded leg press. I have a hammer strength isometric leg press, which is very, very hamstring dominant in my opinion. We've got an old school Cybex ab crunch machine. And we've got a rotary torso machine here from Nautilus. Another new addition to the gym is the Rogers Pitch Shark tall model. So Pitch Shark, I think they basically license this out to Rogers Athletics to make this particular model. Yeah, Rogers Athletics traditionally exclusively sells to universities, university sport teams, college, high school sport teams. I think this thing goes for like $6,000 brand new. I bought it used for less than that. Had it shipped out here from Ann Arbor, Michigan, so I think it came out of one of those schools there. This thing's amazing. I love this thing. If you have trouble with your barbell squats, of course we have cages over here, but if you have trouble with that because you've got knee issues, back issues, shoulder issues, whatever it is, this thing allows you to do squats, and very deep squats, very quad dominant squats. So I love this machine because I can really isolate the quads on it. Then come over here and I got isolation of the hamstrings. And while barbell will always be superior for working those stabilizer muscles, this thing is basically the next best thing. And if you're a bodybuilder, it's not going to make that much difference. Unless you're a power lifter, there's really no specific reason to do the squats when you have access to these 2 machines, because it's basically the same thing for developing the muscle size for the sport of bodybuilding. And it's much safer, actually, than doing the barbell. It has these arm attachments here for doing weighted dips, as well as weighted pull-ups. And it has band attachments. This thing's amazing. I've got lots of different belts over here, all shapes and sizes, including a Zerch belt here, so you can do front squats with it if you want. And you see somebody has been doing a deadlift here for some reason, or maybe a bicep curl, I'm not sure. We've got a Smith machine here for Paramount, pretty good machine. Lots of benches around here. We've got our squat power racks here, squat cages. Like I said before, these are Titan X3 cages. They're bolted to the ground. They're not going nowhere. Safeties are very excellent. We allow people to do rack pulls, so you can very clearly see. We've got rack pull damage on the safeties here, and these things have not bended. So barbells, this one here is a Rogue Ohio bar, and we got another Rogue Ohio bar here. We've got red tape on them that lets people know they're allowed to rack pull with these barbells. The other ones that I have way over there in the bench press section, they should never be back here. Quite honestly, my experience has been if they're in the power rack area, people will try to rack pull with them. So these ones exclusively stay here because rack pulling does damage the knurling. And although it's unlikely with a Rogue Ohio power bar because they're a very high-end bar, they could possibly warp doing rack pulls inappropriately. We've got some bumpers over here. We've got some belts over here. We've got our deadlift platform here, along with our Rogue Ohio deadlift bar, which is still 45 pounds like a typical power bar. It is longer, thinner, easy to get your hand around. It is designed to flex at the ends when you drop it with iron plates. It has a very strong flexibility, so it's very unlikely it's ever going to get warped, no matter how much weight you drop with it. And it keeps very stable position in the center of the bar when you're holding it for deadlifting. So very, very useful piece of kit. We've got trap bars over here. We've got cambered bars. Cambered bar to help you train your lift off on your bench press. Safety bar here for to make it easier to do good mornings. Got a Duffalo bar here. We got a women's Bella bar, training bar here. We got the works. We also offer chalk. We're the only gym around here that lets you use chalk, I believe. So the Anytime Fitness, I don't believe, allows you to use chalk. And Planet Fitness sure as hell don't let you use chalk. And I also know that the local Gold's Gym in Tualatin has signs everywhere that says you can't use chalk. So this is our powerlifting area. I put the deep dish plates back here. I previously had a lot more iron plates. They're all over the gym. You'll notice that we've got these rubberized plates now that are primarily everywhere else other than the bench press and powerlifting section of the gym. That kind of covers it for equipment. Now I've got the last section of the gym. Oh wait, we got one more machine that I overlooked here, which is our bent over row station. So you want to do bent over rows, go bent over row station for you. And then we've got our boxing sort of calisthenics room. Got GHD here. Got a little leg raise stand over here. We've got a reverse hyper machine over here. Got a lot of doodads in here. Got stuff somebody didn't put their dumbbells back, it looks like. We've got a leg stretching machine. We've got plyo boxes. Got some boxing bags back here. Ab crunch benches. And back extension machine. Got another set of straight bars back here. So this is the area that still needs the most work in the gym. I have a guy who's going to put rubber flooring throughout here at a pretty reasonable price for me. And then I could take these mats, put them out into the area where the row and the leg press are, so that it won't look so ghetto anymore. But for the most part, it's come a long way in 2 years. So we've made a lot of progress. I'm really proud of what we've accomplished. We've got somewhere around 240 members or so here. So we've got a good crew of people, good culture here. And of course, you're sort of training in an environment that is themed like the 80s. Usually I have music running, but I don't have for this video because I don't want to get copyright striked. But anyway, this is our 28-minute long video here talking about my gym. Got a little area here. You have a real cloth to wipe down the equipment, wipe yourself down, spray bottles, store your equipment, and so on. So if you want to work out in an area that kind of feels like you're back in the golden era of weightlifting, the 1980s, you want to use some old school American-made equipment. You want to, just train and have fun in a place that people actually talk to each other instead of just listening to, their own music the whole time. This is the gym. We're creating that culture here of old school bodybuilding and powerlifting. And even if you're not a bodybuilder or powerlifter, you're going to have probably a more fun experience working out here than you would if you're at a Planet Fitness. So come to our independent gym, Power Palace Gym, Newberg, Oregon. Come check it out.